See, actually, if you ever read the book by Colby and Dent, you know, if you ever remember some of the stories about the CIA and they were poisoning, they were going to poison Castro. These poisons came out of the Rockefeller Institute. And Nelson Rockefeller, of course, he was like the governor of the Amazon. See, John Rockefeller II divided up the globe, and he gave Nelson Rockefeller Latin America, which included the Amazon drainage basin. This is it right here, see? That's what I tell you, Rockefeller University. And this is where they're doing their evil biological research. Developed, you know, they control the money. You know, they do research all over the world, like their China lobby, not the China lobby, China Medical Institute, China Medical Board. You know, it's not run in China, it's run out of the Rockefeller Foundation. See, they got it well fenced in, folks. This is the way these criminals operate. So we're not going to get much of a look. But, you know, this building, this Rockefeller University, ties to who? Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. Why Jeffrey Epstein? Because he was on the board. He was on the board as medical research, diabolical medical research. Here's our gate here. See, they got cameras all over the place. But I'm on the city sidewalk. See here, look, it's a big institute. See how they jumped into action when I pulled up on my camera? Yeah. These Rockefellers don't want the truth out. Yeah, I said Jeffrey Epstein. Yeah. He was on the board. This guy was trafficking in babies. Pedophilia. He had an island of sin out in the Caribbean or Bahamas or somewhere. You know. See, that's what they're doing. They're setting traps. He had this big gilded palace. It's up, well, it's just off. I've never been up there. But see, that's what they're doing. See, look at the size of this place. See, that's what they're doing, folks. See, they lay traps. The Rockefellers only got to trap one person. They can trap the right person. See, they lure people in based on their, you know, their weaknesses. You know, they offer them pedophilia, they offer them prostitutes, they offer them drugs, whatever your weakness is. See, they only have to sabotage one person, blackmail one person. They could change the outcome of civilization for generations to come. So they lay a trap, just like a mouse trap. Only it's got to be a golden trap. It's got to be a golden trap to bring it in names. So they were bringing in, even in the royal family, they're bringing names in. Yeah, a lot of history there with corruption in the royal family and the Rockefellers. But I'm not going to go into that. It goes back to the Parfumo, see? Rockefeller University. See, I got it all fenced out? Well, Nelson Rockefeller and a friend of his name was Johnson, I think. And they were scouring the Amazon jungle, doing experiments on any exotic plant they were coming, trying to extract various types of poisons. And like I said, if you ever read the book by Colby and Dent, now they're serious researchers. Now we can't get to the river here, I don't think so. They're serious researchers. They said the poisons that were using, the CIA was using, and the mob was involved in it to kill Castro were coming out of this building. So this is where this is their weapon. They're weaponizing. This is their bio. And I told you, Jeffrey Epstein was on the board. So then he had that palace in Street. I think it was around 75th Street. I'm not sure. I've never been there. See, they lure. It's a golden trap, just like you trap a mouse with a piece of cheese. They put out whatever. They attract the richest people. They put out, babies so people can have sex with them. They put out prostitutes, or they put out, drugs, or whatever turns people on. The Rockefellers got the money to buy it and give it to you, and then you get trapped, and then they blackmail you, and they control. But talk about Jeffrey Epstein. See, Jeffrey Epstein claimed, it's on his Wikipedia page, that he had I'll say a relation, in his broadest term, with Brooke Astor and Nancy Kissinger. And those two women have one thing in common. They both worked for Nelson Rockefeller. See, folks, it always goes back to the Rockefellers. Brooke Astor, when Nelson Rockefeller ran for the presidency in '68, Brooke Astor was head of the finance committee for re-elect Nelson Rockefeller, president of the United States. And the Brooke Astor, the multi-billion-dollar Astor Foundation, was run by David Rockefeller. He was basically the de facto boss of it. And he threw a gala party for Brooke Assas. She turned 100. Henry Kissinger was in attendance, and David escorted her on an arm. See, when you're a 100-year-old lady and you're worth billions, you still get gentlemen callers. Yeah, somebody's going to go around the outskirts of here. Like I said, Jeffrey Epstein claimed a friendship with Brooke Astor, and well, Nancy Kissinger worked for Nelson Rockefeller. Yeah, Nancy Kissinger is married to Henry Kissinger, and both those people that's how they met. Both worked for Nelson Rockefeller. Of course, Nelson Rockefeller, Henry Kissinger was the top henchman for Nelson Rockefeller. You know, their crimes go all around the world, including the Vietnam War. But of course, the assassination of President Kennedy. See, just like Stalin had his henchmen and Hitler had his henchmen, you know, so did Nelson Rockefeller. See, these people, you know, they put on an act. They put on an act. See, they're worldwide conquerors, but they do it differently. They don't come in with armies, marching with armies and tanks. They do it by controlling the money. They're the money authorities. They either drain all your money out or buy it with an injection of money. They either bankrupt you by taking your money away from you to destroy you, or they inject you with a lot of cash. So that's how they control things. They don't have to march in with armies like Napoleon did. And after all, what is New York City? This is their city. Capital finance, the world capital finance, the money authorities. The money authorities rule over the governmental authorities. How do people get elected? Running very expensive political campaigns. So they're in debt to the money authorities. Like hand puppet Biden. He was selected by the Rockefellers. But I want to talk about Fauci, clock scientist Fauci, and Gates, their biological weapons general. Of course, Nazi George Soros, they're Jewish, you know. And, well, they sold out their own people. See, that's how Hitler came to power. They used street thugs. George Soros was the general of the street thugs. See, when they tried to destroy Trump, what did? They unleashed COVID. See, they control all this research money. See, they might not do the research here, they'll do part of it here, but then they'll export it to China. They do it all around the world. It's all about financing, folks. Going back to the China Medical Board. Yeah, where's that run out of? Fifth Avenue. See, these people are just criminals. But I was telling you about this friend of Nelson Rockefeller. You know, when Nelson Rockefeller was the de facto boss of the Amazon drainage basin. You see all the Gates folks, they talk about transparency, even the Kennedy assassination. Oh yeah, we'll get to the truth. And what do? They seal away the truth. They put up pointed fences. The same way you go Pocantico, the Rockefeller archives. When John Rockefeller died, he said, everything's going to be open and transparent. Look at it. Go up to the archives. What do you got? Yeah, I spoke too soon. There's the river. See, this place is back right up against the East River. So wherever you look, you see fences. Look at it. See? See what I'm trying to tell you? You see, folks, where's the transparency? See, the criminals. Hi, folks. I'm here at East 52nd Street. That's actually the East River. That's actually Brooklyn. I'm looking over there at Brooklyn. I'm on the east side of Manhattan, and it's a beautiful piece of real estate here. But this building here It's undergoing a facelift. This is River House. And this is where, this is 435 West 52nd Street. This is where Henry Kissinger, hitman Henry Kissinger, top henchman for Nelson Rockefeller, lived most of his life. Sometimes they call it the headquarters of Kissinger Associates, but I don't know. This was his house. But there's so much history to talk about here. When Richard Nixon got resigned, and don't forget when Richard Nixon resigned, who took over the vice presidency? See, what was Watergate about? It was about putting Nelson Rockefeller in the White House because he got appointed to the VP's job, the vice president's job. Not elected, appointed.